Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Answer Your Questions episode, and guess what? 2 questions today, so that's pretty cool. And let's actually get right to it, shall we? Alright, this first one comes from Alvaro from Brooklyn, New York, who actually asks, I got a question, can Ankylosaurus tail club kill a sauropod? Well, let's see here. Let's actually look at the possibilities of this one here. First off, when we actually look at Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is this armored tank-like dinosaur. It's basically the most famous armored dinosaur known in paleontology. And when you think about armored dinosaurs, they're not really well known, basically, and they're kind of like a lot of people consider them like a boring type of dinosaur, because considering that they're kind of not really getting a lot of recognition for that. But even though, Ankylosaurus has got that unique tail club. And when it comes to sauropods, they are heavily built. When you consider the large ones would actually be pretty close to 100 tons. And if you're actually asking, like, could it actually kill a large sauropod, like say Argentinosaurus, I would actually say no, because considering that it would take a lot of force for the Ankylosaurus to actually hit the sauropod in the one part of the leg where basically it could actually knock it down. Now, Ankylosaurus wouldn't really kill dinosaurs unless if it was actually, like, say, if a Tyrannosaurus Rex encountered it and probably whacked the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the face and broke its face and its jaw, then basically, yeah, it would kill it. But when it comes to what the tail club is actually designed for, it's designed for to inflict a nasty injury, and it basically just like a broken leg, broken ribs, broken foot bones, basically like that. It could actually hit the face of its predators. If it actually came across like a medium-sized sauropod, probably like Volcanosaurus, then yeah, I would say it actually would have kind of killed it, but I wouldn't say it actually would have killed any sauropods. I would say that it actually probably just injured the sauropods. And then the predators would come in and basically finish off the sauropod. But even though I would say that, considering that Ankylosaurus probably had one sauropod encounter, which is basically Alamosaurus, basically in the southern region. But even though there's no Ankylosaurus fossils that are found in the southern part of the United States, basically like New Mexico, Texas, those kinds of places. Ankylosaurus fossils have been pretty much found in Montana and Wyoming and some parts of Canada, but that's all they're really found. I think there could be a southern form of Ankylosaurus, but who knows what they probably would look like. And I would say that that Ankylosaurus would have just injured the sauropod, not really kill it, and that's my opinion about that. And this next question is from Greg from Sherwood, Ohio. And his question is, my question is, who would win in a fight between a Mosasaurus and a Deinosuchus? This is a good one. This is a good fight, good battle question. Let's actually break down the competitors, shall we? Mosasaurus is actually basically like a giant marine lizard. Basically, it's a giant marine monitor lizard, and basically its closest relatives are monitor lizards like the Komodo dragon, the Parenti in Australia. So pretty much, it's basically marine environment where it lived, and pretty much it would actually hunt down fish, some small marine reptiles, probably would have eaten ammonites, and would have taken on other mosasaurs, but basically wouldn't eat them. And Deinosuchus is actually the second largest crocodile that has actually been found. And so basically, it's basically second and the number one in the basically the biggest crocodile that has ever lived in the prehistoric life is actually Sarcosuchus. Now, Deinosuchus, considering that it probably did live in both sea and in freshwater lakes and rivers, there's a possibility it probably did encounter some mosasaurs during its time. But Deinosuchus fossils have actually been found in the southern part of the United States, basically like Texas and Oklahoma, and I think some parts of Mexico as well. But when we actually look at Mosasaurus compared, if they actually came into contact with each other, I think they would have avoided each other for most part. But if it's competing for food, then I would say Deinosuchus would actually have the advantage, considering that it would actually hold its breath much longer than the Mosasaurus, and also it has armor plating. So basically, crocodiles are really hard to kill, especially if Mosasaurus actually had to rely on its teeth in order to kill its prey. But even though Mosasaurus does have agility, so basically it would have the agility part where basically it could maneuver around the Deinosuchus a lot easier. But probably with Deinosuchus, considering that it's really heavily built, and also it's got the crushing jaws, it's got bone crushing jaws, and I think Mosasaurus would not, if Deinosuchus actually gets its jaws on the Mosasaurus is done for. And considering that the only region that it would actually go after is the head and the neck area, and basically that would have been curtains for the Mosasaurus, but also could go after the tail. The tail is actually a very vulnerable spot for a Mosasaur, and so Mosasaurs would have, if they got their tail bitten off, then basically they would have never swam, and pretty much they would die. Pretty much, considering that they can't actually maneuver very well with their flippers, and basically it, And I would say Deinosuchus actually wins this fight, considering that's heavily built, very armor-plated type of skin, but even though if they were full-size, basically adults, they would have avoided each other. But even though if a giant mosasaur came across, like say an adolescent Deinosuchus, I would say Mosasaurus would actually win that battle, considering that it has the experience. But if an adult Deinosuchus came across, like say a younger Mosasaurus, then I would actually say that Deinosuchus would have easily won this. But even though, considering if you're talking about two adults, I would say Deinosuchus would actually win this one. That's my opinion. That's just an opinion, all right, people. It's just an opinion. I'd say Deinosuchus actually wins this fight, considering that Mosasaurus would have the agility, but probably won't have the power like Deinosuchus. All right, that's it for now. Next week's episode will be it will be a special episode, and basically we're only going to talk about one creature this time. And basically, and thank you, Brandon, for actually doing this. And basically, the next prehistoric animal we're going to talk about is basically my favorite prehistoric sea monster, and the biggest shark that has ever lived, Carcharodon Megalodon. And basically, Megalodon would actually be the only animal that we're going to be talking about for next week. And I'm thrilled to actually have this one, and I got some pretty cool visuals for you guys to actually see of Megalodon, especially the teeth. And also, you can still send me questions. I'm open 24/7. You can send me questions. But you can still send your questions about dinosaurs or another prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or other ways you can go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you can actually post your questions in the comments section. But remember, keep your questions short and to the point, and also leave your first name and the city and state or country of where you're from. That way I know where it came from. And also, you can follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter. page. I post pretty cool stuff there. And also take care of the people around you. And also for you younger people out there, listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. Those are the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you get a good job in the future. And by the way, just in case you're knowing why I'm wearing a number 4 t-shirt, it's because I'm a Packers fan. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. I love the Green Bay Packers. And since I live in Wisconsin, and basically it's Packer country, and I've been a Packer fan through most of my life. And the reason why is today Brett Favre gets inducted into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame, and his jersey number is going to be retired, and I'm glad that he's back with the Packers, and basically it's good to have him back, and he'll be forgiven for what he's done, even though we don't want to talk about it as Packer fans, but even though, hey, that's the past, but hey, this is the future. And congratulations, Brett Favre, and hopefully things can go well for this season for the Packers, especially with a really cool team. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.